Hello and welcome to day 6 of 30 days of ads in April. I hope this video finds you really well. If you're listening on the podcast, I hope you are well and safe. And I trust that what I bring to you in this 30 days of ads in April is adding value to you and helping you to get started online, to bring your business online if it was offline, or to just help you with your current online business so that you can reach more people, become the go-to expert in your field, build your email list, and launch your online courses so that you can make a difference in more people's lives. Today is day 6 of the 30 days of ads in April. If you go to shineandsucceed.com/ads in April, you will be able to access all 30 days content with all of the free resources that goes along with it. So today we're going to talk about the one thing that boosts sales from ads every single time. And maybe I should have renamed this episode, the one thing that stops you from making more money with Facebook ads. Because today I'm going to answer questions that I get asked a lot. Questions like, how do I start making money from Facebook ads? That's a question I get from a lot of people who are just starting out, who are curious, who hears about all these money-making internet millionaires, and they want to tap into that opportunity. And so they think as soon as they start running ads, they're going to make money. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. There's a few other things that you need to understand as well. Or people say, why didn't I sell tickets for my live event from my Facebook ads? I get that from clients who run $2, $3, $5 million a year businesses, and they want us in the agency to run ads for their live events. And sometimes it's a bit touch and go with those. And so I'm going to explain to you why it's a little bit harder to sell tickets to a live event with ads. It's not quite as easy as just running ads and selling tickets. You're going to understand why that happens in today's call. And then another one I get is, why didn't anybody buy from my webinar? Now, I know there could be 1,000 reasons people didn't buy from your webinar, but this could be one of them. So we are going to talk today about the F word. We're going to talk about funnels, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how funnels work so that you can understand either why you didn't make money from your ads, what to do in order to make money from your ads, or to understand which ads you should be running right now, depending on where you're at in your business. So what is a funnel? A funnel is really just a deliberate way of taking people on a journey. And that journey is very much like a relationship. And it starts out with eye contact. It starts out with them just checking you out, just seeing if they like you. All the nonverbal cues come into play, like it would in a normal relationship. First, you see someone, you look at their body language, you see if they make eye contact with you, they see if they smile at you. You look at the clothes they're wearing, you listen to their voice. So a funnel starts there. It starts with those kind of nonverbal cues, and then you can slowly start moving in and start a conversation. And if they like you, they'll hang around and they'll ask you about you, and it'll become a two-way conversation. And then that two-way conversation becomes a date. The date turns into a relationship, the relationship into an engagement, and the engagement into marriage and lots of little kids and running around and maybe eventually self-isolating for months in a house with just those people. You know what I'm saying? But you can imagine that this starts if we look at the picture of a funnel, it starts at the top where there are many people, and then it takes some of those people on a relationship to be closer to us, and fewer of them become even closer, and fewer of them become paid clients. So I want to show you today how to spend your money wisely at each level of these funnels so that you can have a better return on your investment. So let's look at a funnel. This is what a funnel looks like. This is a picture of a funnel. And based on what I just explained to you about how we build relationships with people, you can see that at the top of the funnel, we're just saying hello to people. We are just introducing ourselves, saying hello, winking to them, smiling to them, making eye contact. And then as we move down the funnel, we start hanging out. We start going to stuff together. We start doing things. We start a two-way conversation. And then much later on, or somewhat later on, we get to the point where we say, I want to buy from you. But there's all this stuff that needs to happen before people will say, I want to buy from you. So if you skip any of these other steps and you go straight to, will you buy from me? You're turning into that creepy creep who is pushy and salesy and pushes stuff on you, and you don't like him. He's a creep. Don't be a creep. You want to make sure that you've built the relationship, you've done the work, you've given people the value before you ask them to buy anything from you. And in internet language speak, we just call this at the top of the funnel the awareness phase. In the middle of the funnel, we call it the consideration phase, and at the bottom, we call it the conversion phase. And there are many ways to move in between all these different phases, and there's multiple different ads you can run in these different phases. But let's look at this a bit closer. So you will be, when you use Facebook ads, there are two ways to start the top of the funnel. The one way is with social media, which is a free way of doing it, which used to work a lot better than it does right now. But that's why we have Facebook ads. So we are going to add people into the top of our funnel with both social media, that's free, and paid ads that we pay for on Facebook and Instagram. Or it could be Google or YouTube or wherever you choose to pay. And I recommend that you do have a strategy for both. You need a social media strategy and a paid ad strategy because you're going to build relationships with people on both. Now, as we build relationships with people, you can see that the audience size gets smaller and smaller. When you're at the top of the funnel, you are talking to millions of people, millions and millions and millions, and you're sending your ads into the cold, wild west where you are having a conversation with millions of people, and some of those millions are going to click on your ad. Some of those millions are going to watch your video. Some of those millions are going to engage with you. And the action they take is going to, the more action they take, the further along the funnel they're going to move. And the budget that you need to allocate to your ads is going to start with very little at the top, and it's going to end with a lot more at the bottom, right? So you can expect to pay less for someone to engage with you on Facebook ads than you will pay for them to convert to a sale. So the more you ask of people, the more you have to spend. And the smaller the audience gets. It's a indirect proportion. Is that the right term? It's a inverted proportion. You have more people that are cheaper to reach at the top and fewer people that are more expensive to acquire. Marketing literally is the art of acquiring customers. And the person who can spend the most to acquire a customer is the person who wins, because they will have the highest amount of profit in their business. So thinking about this funnel again, we have engagement at the top. You can be doing podcasting. Once someone gives you their email list, they've opted in, they're saying they want more, then they attend your webinar. Now they're giving you their time and they've given you their email address. Then they buy your low dollar product, and then they might buy your high dollar product. So if we look at this, you can see that there's a big difference between running a video views ad to a cold audience that sits at the top of the funnel and running an ad to a cold audience that invites them to join a webinar. A cold audience that gets invited to the webinar is skipping a few steps. And so you're going to have to work much harder on the webinar to convert that cold lead into a sale. Whereas you might not need to work as hard on the webinar when you're running your webinar ads to a warm audience, because they've already indicated that they like you, they trust you, they know who you are. Same thing happens when you're running ads for your live event. I mean, if somebody has to book travel in advance, they have to pay for a hotel room, and they have to give you 3 days of their time, you're going to need a pretty warm person to do that. So just running ads a month or two before your live event, it's kind of not going to work, because you haven't done the work that comes before that to put that person in a place where they go, I can't wait for this event. I'm so excited, because you've primed them. You've built the relationship with them. You've been talking about the event. You show people images of previous year's events. That's how you get someone to a point where they go, oh, when those doors open, I'm right there. I'm going to buy. I'm going to go to this event. So there's different types of ads we build on Facebook, with Facebook and Instagram ads, and they have different objectives. They have different jobs to do, and at each level of the funnel, those jobs are different. So if we think about the question, how do I start making money from Facebook ads? That's kind of the wrong question. The right question is, what is the journey my customer need to take in order to be ready to buy from me? And that could be a $17 upsell from your lead magnet, which means the journey is probably going to be much shorter, and you can take that journey from running a conversion ad where you invite them to download your freebie to having your upsell on your thank you page. Pretty short journey for a low dollar offer. If you're selling high ticket coaching, which costs $20,000, you're either going to have to spend a massive amount of money to get enough cold leads so that you can filter them through and end up with a handful of warm leads that you convert to a sale, or you're going to have to spend more time to nurture more of the people in your community and then get them in on your high ticket. So it's always a balance between spending more money or spending more time. But either way, you cannot get past the fact that you're building a relationship with people. So if you want to make money from your ads, how are you building that relationship? At what point in that relationship does it become okay to ask them to buy something from you? If you are asking people to buy something cold turkey, are you spending enough so that you can filter through all the people who this is not going to be right for? If the question is, why didn't I sell more tickets to my live event or to my workshop? Again, the real question is, maybe you didn't sell tickets to your live event or your webinar or whatever it is because you didn't spend enough money or enough time to warm those people up to you and put them in a place where buying from you is the next logical step. Or if the question is, why did no one buy from my webinar? Then again, you need to look at how many people attended the webinar. How many people, if this was a cold webinar ad that you sent to a cold audience, you would need thousands of people to sign up so that hundreds show up so that a handful buy. So did you spend enough money to get the numbers so that you can have that sales conversation with someone who's ready? Or did you spend enough time warming people up so that you end up with a fewer number of people on the webinar, but they're already warm and ready to buy? Can you see how You're either going to spend more if you're running it to a cold audience because you need bigger numbers, or you're going to have to spend more time warming people up and then maybe spend less on your conversion event and then make money. So the question that remains is, are you running the right ad to the right people at the right time? That's how you make money with Facebook ads, by running the right ad to the right people at the right time. And I want to say the one ad that is always right, that everyone needs to run all the time, that we run in the agency for all of our clients, are engagement ads. You should always have engagement ads running. Engagement ads feed the algorithm what the algorithm wants, which is engagement, gives you good account mojo to build the algorithm learns who your ideal customer is from your engagement ads, and you should always be leading with value. Your engagement ad is you leading with value. The second ad everyone should be running all the time are list building ads. The only time you're excused from not running list building ads is when you're in an actual launch. You should be running list building ads all the time, because you've got to be feeding the top of the funnel the whole time. The whole time you've got to be feeding it. The money's in the list. You need the list building ads. And then there's your promotional ads. Then there's your webinar ads, or your live event ads, or your 3-part video series, or your challenge, or your whatever launch mechanism you're going to use for that sale to convert people to a sale. So are you spending enough to get the numbers you need for where you're at in the funnel? If you are looking to get people to convert from a webinar, but you're only spending $25 a day, you're not going to be getting enough people to go to the webinar in order to get them to convert. And then, did you invest in the relationship before you asked for the commitment? That's the most important thing. How much did you invest in the relationship before you asked for the commitment? Your results is a direct relationship, a direct result of how much you invested in the relationship before you asked for the commitment. So what happens next? Next is, I would love for you to jump into the Shine Show Podcast Posse Facebook group and come and join us there as we build this conversation even more, as we dive deeper in there, as we look at the application of this for you and what that looks like for you in getting your online business up and going. And you can do that by going to shineandsucceed.com/podcast group. You'll find us there. Or if you want to sign up to get all 30 days of this video training for free, you can go to shineandsucceed.com/ads in April, and that will get you all 30 days of training. You will get it inside an online learning portal, and you can download all of the free resources right there. My friend, thank you very much for being with me today. I hope I see you again tomorrow. Bye.